Hey there, curious minds. Ever wondered what would happen if we tried to fly a passenger plane into space? Spoiler alert, it's not as simple as booking a ticket and packing some snacks. Let's dive into this wild idea and see where it takes us. First, let's talk about rockets. These bad boys are the real deal when it comes to space travel. Imagine blowing up a balloon and letting it go. It zooms off in the opposite direction, right? Rockets work on a similar principle, but with way more oomph. Instead of air, they use a mix of liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen, which creates a massive amount of thrust. To reach space, rockets need to hit a speed of 17,500 miles per hour. That's like going from zero to holy cow, we're in space in no time. But get this, 90% of a rocket's weight is just fuel. It's like carrying a giant gas tank with a tiny payload strapped on. Now let's talk passenger planes. These trusty steeds are powered by jet engines, which suck in air, mix it with fuel, and create thrust. They rely on the atmosphere for oxygen to burn the fuel and for lift to keep them in the sky. But here's the kicker. No air means no go. Planes typically cruise at about 30,000 feet, where there's still enough air for the engines and wings to do their thing. Space, however, starts at a whopping 62 miles up. That's 10 times higher than your typical flight. So what happens if we try to take a passenger plane to space? As we climb higher, the air gets thinner. Eventually, the engines can't get enough oxygen, and the wings can't generate lift. It's like trying to run a marathon while holding your breath. The plane would start to lose altitude and control, possibly even stalling and falling out of the sky. Yikes! But wait, there's more. If we somehow crank up the speed, we might hit the sound barrier. This is where things get really bumpy. Supersonic speeds create shock waves, which can make the plane shake like a leaf in a hurricane. It's not just uncomfortable, it's dangerous. The plane could break apart or lose control entirely. Where the plane can't fly fast enough to avoid stalling, but can't go slow enough to avoid breaking apart. It's like being stuck between a rock and a hard place, but 30,000 feet up. So, can we fly to space on a regular passenger plane? Not a chance. But don't lose hope. There are some cool ideas in the works for future space travel. Companies are working on concepts like the space elevator, a giant cable stretching from Earth to space, and using passenger planes as launch platforms for rockets. One day, we might just hop on a flight to space like it's no big deal. So there you have it. Flying a regular passenger plane to space is a no-go, but with advancing technology, who knows what the future holds. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Until next time, stay curious.